you think of pixel art, what do you think of? Do you think of the bright, colorful arcades? Do you think of from games like from the original Zelda games or Mario? Or do you think of the Game Boy games? That's what I think of. The green pixel art is one of my favorite styles. So today I'm going to show you how to do that. But before we get into that, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Welcome back to Good Enough Photography. I have a ton of tutorials on my page, and more are gonna keep coming out. So if you want more of that, click the subscribe. Don't forget to check out my website at goodenoughphotography.com. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first thing we actually want to do is not in Photoshop. So go to your Google or whatever you use, and you want to look up Gameboy color palette. So I did that, and I found this one. So yeah, you want to download that, and you want to open back up Photoshop. You actually want to go to your home thingy, and you want to add the Nintendo Game Boy color palette. And as you can see, it's right here. Beautiful. Okay, sorry. You want to go to image mode, indexed color, and you would like to press custom. So that brings you this little fun thing. That's our color palette. So what we want to do is save that. And I'm just going to put Game Boy. So now that that exists, you want to go back to the image you were working on. Oh, sorry, you gotta cancel that first. You wanna go back to the image you were working on. So, I'm on my birdhouse image. So, what are we gonna do to make this look? Besides you could just place the filter over and then pixelate it, but it just doesn't look as good, you know? So first we're gonna go to image, adjustments, and you want to make sure, I know I usually say convert it to a smart, but you can't do that right now, sadly. So you want to go to image, adjustments, and you go all the way down to the bottom to desaturate. It automatically turns your photo black and white. This helps a lot with the color. I tried before without desaturating it, and it just doesn't look the same. So yeah. So now we want to go back to image adjustments and image adjustment. So there's a bunch of things here: levels, vibrance, hue, saturation, stuff like that. I do work with hue, saturation, and other things in my other tutorials if you want to check that out. But we want brightness and contrast right now because some of these colors are kind of blending, you know? You see that. So, yeah. So we want, just play around with it. That's way too dark. Just play around. You want good contrast. Yet again, way too dark. You want a good contrast, but you don't want it too much contrast because that's way too much. So just that's what a lot of these Photoshop tutorials are. The thing is, they give you specific values and stuff, but come on, it doesn't work for every image. So you just gotta play around with it. Also, for this one, I actually should have done it. So I'm gonna go back. Too far back. I'm gonna go back and I'm actually gonna do it to show you. Convert to a smart object. Perfect. Now we go back here. Sorry about that. Brightness and contrast. And as I was saying, the thing is, a lot of tutorials kind of want to be here's the cut and dry way to make this image, you know? You have to use 28 or whatever, or, yeah. But every image is so different. Even just going through my own images, I can't use the same, tutorial, with the same values, even though I want to. It would be easier, you know, if I could just copy values perfectly, but you can't, which is a little sad, but oh well. So now what we want to do, you see that? We kind of don't want that little line of a shadow there. So we're going to go back to adjustments, and we are going to go to shadows and highlights. So as you can see, I already had it preset, but if we go back to 0, you can still see that. So you kind of want to raise it. I also want to raise the background, the highlight, which kind of in this photo, I don't know what it does with the other ones, but you kind of just want to change it so it's a little better, you know? Yet again, play around. Since this is a smart filter, we can always edit it later. So I think... what did I have it at before? Like 30? Let's see. I think that looks good so far. So now we go to filter and filter gallery. Now the filter gallery is just full of a ton of filters. So let's go through them all. So first, artistic. There's 6 sections. The first one is artistic. It has artistic style things. Poster edges, which I've used in a bunch of other tutorials. Rough pastels, palette knife, artistic. Then we got brush strokes, which, gives it a brushed look. Except that one. I don't know if that's really brush looking, but I don't care. Distort. Yeah, distorts it. Oop. Sketch makes it look like a sketch and stuff. So, self-explanatory. Stylize only does that. If anyone has any, it's such a cool effect, but I just don't have any clue of how to use it. So, if anyone has any tips for that. Texture just texturizes it, but what we want right now is in the artistic. We want cutout. So we got some of that weird thing we don't like again, but let's see if we can get rid of it. So cutout has 3 parts: number of levels, edge of simplicity, and edge of fidelity. So imagine you have a piece of paper, you have a bunch of paper, right? And you're cutting it out and you're gonna layer it to make an image. So this would be like if we had 2 pieces of paper. See, nothing. And this would be like if we had 8. See, more layers. And so edge of simplicity is also imagine your scissors. You cut with the scissors, right? If you go all the way up there, that's like you gave up with the scissors. You're like, I don't want to cut out shapes. But if you go all the way down there, that's yeah. I don't know, it's kind of a weird analogy, but if you get it, you get it. So we want to play around with it. You see, I don't know how I feel about that little bump, the color burst thing there. But also, we don't want anything blending too much, so we gotta be careful. So you just gotta play around with it. 5 might actually work for this one. Because it has that nice, that might be a problem because it blends a little, but oh well. Edge of fidelity, the thing is, it does something. It does, but, sometimes you can't tell. So I don't really play with that too much because it's just so subtle. It's annoying. But, So, now, we gotta make it game board looking, Because black and white, ooh, whoa, it's a black and white image. It's so cool. So we gotta go to mode, indexed color, and it should previous, but if not, you can always go to custom, and you can press load, and you can just load the saved one we have. So I'm looking at this right now, right? And I'm not liking that. You see that? The edge. So sadly, we can't access our fun little filters with that, so we gotta undo that. And now we gotta go through and kind of fix it a little bit. Now the thing is, when you are editing filters on top of filters, you don't get to see the preview, which is a little annoying, but it's manageable. So, yet again, what I was talking about. There's no cut and dry solution of how to edit a photo. I can't just be like, oh, you have to have it at 27 or something. You gotta play with it, which is annoying, but it has to happen. So let's see, that line's still there. It's not as big. I'd say it's better, but it's still there, visibly. Wonder if cutout can help us. I know. And if you know a better way to do this instead of me just... Oh, that might work actually. Hopefully. Okay, that's so much worse. That is just... That's so much worse. Oh my god. There's a demon of cloud or whatever. Yeah, that's just awful. Anyone else excited for Halloween? I am. Okay, so that's gonna give us a giant circle. Let's see, maybe. We're still gonna have a circle, but maybe, I don't know. Let's see. So bad. Okay. I think I can do it. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Sorry for not talking. I'll probably speed this part up, but who knows? I might just leave it in and you get utter silence. Okay, wait, this is looking better. It still has the problemed areas, but let's see if cutout can, you know, erase those. So, not 7, 6 maybe? No. 5? 5's pretty low. Maybe I gotta up my edge of simplicity? Like a 2? 4 is too little, right? Right. Actually, 4 might work. Let's see. 4 might actually work. Yeah, 4 might work, right? Okay, let's get into the last step, hopefully. If I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so sorry, I should have just explained what I was doing. Image, you open up your image tab, you go to image size. We want it to be pixelated because that's, you know, kind of the whole point. So, you could change it to whatever size. I would recommend somewhere in the 250 range. I just think it looks better. It just depends on the size of your image. But that's actually looking pretty good. Look at that. You don't want it too detailed, because, like, you know, then it doesn't look pixelated anymore. And, like, yeah, I know this looks... Oh, just knocked over my microphone. And I know this looks kind of, like, weird, but, like, I mean, that's what a Game Boy looks like. I mean, you know, they're a little more, like... Because a lot of the stuff is made for Game Boys, but if you're looking at, like, some games, I can't think of names. If I find any photos, I'll put them on screen or whatever. But they have, like, very, like, realistic, randomly realistic, like, scenes, you know? I don't know. But I think this looks pretty good. If you like this, leave a like. I have other tutorials. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any ideas for what you want me to do, I'll do them. And yeah, have a great day.